The dream of flying is in all of us. We see birds flying and wonder how come they can fly so fast and why can't we? In fact, as a kid, when you see the birds, you think by just flapping your hands, you might be able to take some inch of flight. And in fact, I did try it myself. I used to reach on the topmost corner of the bed, including the corner portion, and from there I used to jump because that was the highest vantage point. And when I used to jump, I used to flap my limbs like the bird's feathers. But of course, I think by the billionth of a second, I might have been able to resist the timing. Next, the idea and the will to fly and maybe slow down the process of falling didn't end it there. I came with a polythene and jumped with it because I've seen people jumping from a big polythene-like structures with the string attached to their body. That didn't help. Then one day we visited Big Bazaar and bought a lot of stuffs that reached thousands. But I was not excited about this stuff. My eyes were constantly glued to something that was holding all of it. Can you guess what it was? It was the big, giant polythene bag. And that was, I was just waiting for it to get empty and have my hands over it. My mom was about to fold when I said, I need it. She said, what you'll do? It may come handy for the different products that we might keep. I said, just let me have it this time, maybe next time, and I'll return it to you once I'm done. What you're going to do? Well, that's our secret. That was indeed a secret, and the next day I fell with the big polythene in my hand and I jumped from the bed. I'm not sure, but it fully bloomed to the maximum extent, but I didn't see any results. I am thankful about my ambition that I did that my vantage point wasn't my roof, else the result would have been disastrous and I would have come here maybe in the chair of a Stephen Hawkins and talking like a little. I'm not here to mock anyone. He has been a great scientist and a great person to have on this earth. Like me, the humans have always dreamt to fly when there were no basic elements of flying, or there was a notion that nothing heavier than air can fly into it. And then many people came with different type of wings that were tied to their hands, started flapping, didn't work out. That someone else used the cycle with that flapping kind of wing structure, it too didn't work out. Eventually it took the motorized and the automated version of it with a much bigger wing, lighter body and a lower cargo load, and this experiment was successful by the first Wright brothers. There are two brothers that came up with the design and they were able to do it. There are indications that when the diary of Leonardo da Vinci was read, there was a fundamental structure of a helicopter in which is a spiral cut a log of wood in which when rotated it could just pass on the air with thrust to the bottom, which eventually helped it as a reaction to lift. It could be rightly said to be the proponent of the modern day helicopters. And this was this determination of men that defined this notion and belief that nothing heavier than air can fly. And they proved it wrong, and today you can see that even the highest and heaviest of tanks, the lot of artilleries and the cargo loads and the people all around can fly. It's hard to imagine how all that load is taken into the air, but eventually it's the inspiration from nature and the never-ending spirit of the man that ensured that we could achieve this dream. And today it may not seem like a big deal that when we fly into air, okay, it's flight, it's there, it just flies, it's a jet and the propeller and there's enough force into it that it can fly. But just imagine when this idea was first coined and how great today we have reached as compared to what the first idea that person had conceived. If had he been here, his eyes, ears, and he himself would be astounded by seeing the level of development we have achieved. That was the never-ending spirit of men working over the top of each other, starting where the previous one left. That's how the evolution is taking much faster in humans. That was the never-ending spirit, and that is started. You and I had started as a kid brain to fly, to resist my fall. Anyways, that's all from my side today. There you go. Bye. Take care.